My name is Peter Leventhal. I am an artist living in the highlands in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. I was born in Brooklyn, New York before the war in 1939. My parents were Eastern European Jewish immigrants whose Jewish heritage became the foundation for my ethical and productive relationship with the world. My father was a textile designer. As such, from an early age, I was surrounded by paints and brushes. I was very fortunate to grow up in New York City because I spent hours in the Metropolitan Museum, in the Whitney Museum when it was next to the Museum of Modern Art. And the museum was free in those days. And not only was it free, but certainly during the middle of the week, it was empty. And I got to meet some very interesting people. While working on a painting several years ago, I thought of the story of the 36 righteous ones, the Leventhal. My grandfather, whom I called King David, had spoken to me of the Tzadikim Nistarim, the hidden ones, the concealed ones, when I was a child. The story stayed with me for all my life. The Talmud says there are 36 righteous ones in the world at any one time, and they are hidden even to themselves. And were even one to disappear, then the world would come to an end. The idea of the 36 righteous people has a beautiful implication. Since their special gift is hidden from one another and themselves, anyone you meet could be one of them, and each person encountered needs to be treated as though they were a Leventhal. The story of the Leventhal is something that has been present inside of me for some time. And so this series was something that I could do to honor that part of myself that responds to this story, because this is not only a beautiful story and a mysterious story, but it is a necessary story, and one that grows more necessary daily. The power of my work begins with drawings from life itself, such as the depiction of a cobbler who had lost the use of his legs. We met as he sat in the doorway of his San Miguel house cobbling other people's shoes, and he had just the most beautiful Pacific face. This story gave me the confirmation I needed to do something with this. This story is so precious in the best sense of the word that I needed to give it all of my respect and attention. We are bound to a maxim very explicit. As told by Rabbi Hillel when it was demanded of him by Caesar to sum up the gist of the Jewish religion while balanced on one foot, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." We are bound by our law, the law of boundless commentary, to behave this way. The law as found in the Talmud, in the Midrash, in the Mishnah, is a metaphor for consciousness. Mankind is headed for destruction. The righteous hold this in check, taking on the suffering of the world and mending the torn fabric that is our existence. Salvation comes from the humble and earthly trades. the matzah baker, the water carrier, the maker of ceramic. If we remind ourselves of the 36 who keep the world intact, perhaps the consciousness we need to change our course, which means a fundamental altering of our place in relationship to a higher consciousness, will offer a negation of the great episodes of madness to come. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2004. When I got the diagnosis, I realized that I had spent 3 or 4 years denying that I had anything. My progression seemed to me to be quite rapid, but I have since seen others where it is much more so, and I feel fortunate. In some ways, it seems that Parkinson's has saved my life. It is such a tangible experience to see the shaking in the symptoms. So much of our mental suffering comes out of nothing. Suffering that does not have the sort of material base that an affliction does. I say that not trying to ascribe some nobility to it because it is anything but noble. It just seems to have opened up my conceptual life to another degree. Something happened, maybe in an intellectual, experiential way, that made me better, made me make choices and take attitudes that are more cognizant of the way life is for most people. Because we all have some affliction that is going to make us wobble. This one is just very apparent.